Good evening and namaste to all of you, my dear students, teachers, parents, and others. You all are welcome to the live session of the Genius Lakshya, which is a unique initiative by the Genius Group of Institutions. We know that corporate social responsibility plays a pivotal role in upbringing or in the emancipation of the human society. In the same connection, in the same motto, we have been inviting some stalwarts, experts, champions, knowledgeable person across the country so that they can share their knowledge, their journey of success with our students. We are fortunate enough to have ma'am with us today, and today the program is will be on how to create different type of competitive examinations. And before we start the presentation of the day, I would like to introduce ma'am in our students, parents, and in our organization. First of all, I would like to welcome you, ma'am, on behalf of the Genius Group of Institution Rajkot, Gujarat. It is we
Thank
are
you.
very happy, super excited to learn, to be guided from you. So, ma'am, please tell us from your academics because dear students and others, for the benefit of all, a ma'am is highly qualified, experienced, knowledgeable, and it is really for your information. The CV she has sent me is of 10 pages and it is yet to be updated. So it implies that you have upgraded yourself like anything else, ma'am. So let's start from your academic. Please tell us something about your academic.
Yeah, thank you, Rohit sir. Very good evening, all of you, dear students, teachers, parents, graduates, whoever is watching the show. So I'm myself, Dr.kalaiarasi Arumugam from Coimbator. So you can see in the first slide itself, I'm a deputy director, an educator, a researcher, author, and a speaker. Actually, today when I was just updating my this PPT, I was just thinking when I was was in my school days, I never thought like I would be becoming an author or a speaker or researcher or an educator or whatever it is. Uh, to tell about myself, I'm from basically from a normal middle class family. So my parents know only to pay fees for my schools. Okay. So, but all the basic educations were done by me, right? So the thing is that I was not having any idea when I was coming to this eighth standard, ninth standard. And I was like totally blank. Like, what is going to be my future and how am I going to be? So it was like the way my footpath went. So I was just traveling in the way. And luckily, we used to tell like somebody if we want to prepare for some competitive exams, we'll sit day and night and we used to sit and prepare. But I'm not such a kind of student. I just want to eat nicely. I just want to sleep nicely. And I'm least bothered about the exams. But when the exams are there, when I'm in the examination hall, I will give the maximum. So this is where I will crack it out. So people will think, even my parents or my teachers, like she never take a risk on her own. I never seen her studying. But how she is cracking her exams and she's getting good percentage. So this was a big question for all my teachers and my parents. And later on the same way, I'm not very so active in my classes, and I used to be in participating in various activities like sports or any competitions and all, and I'm not attentive in classes also. And the same way I just get through my 12th standard, but unluckily I was not up to the mark. But still I was not having any idea. Even after my 12th, I was not having any idea about getting into my graduation. So my father was like, let me put you into an engineering. And I didn't write any entrance and all. But anyway, with some reference, I just got into engineering. So I did my BE. Like my fate has changed in one word, I would say. Actually, I hate one girl in my class. And to the college which I went there, I just saw one name, somebody has registered for some course in the same college. So I was just going through the profile, like address and the details of that student. So when I just opted EC department, that is electronics and communication engineering, was the option that I choose. And when I just about to pay the fees for that particular course, you know what happened? I saw one student's name just before my entry. The girl whom I hate the most, she has got admitted in the same department. You know, so I at that time I decided, like, oh my god, am I going to travel with her in my college days also? No, no, no. Let me change that ECE department to triple E. I just changed that C to E. So obviously it was changed to triple E. So it is like electrical and electronics engineer. And now I'm proudly I could say that I'm an electrical and electronics engineer holding a doctorate. And again the same thing, after my schooling I just went into the department, and again the same thing, I used to be into sports or any other cultural activities, and I'm very least performer in the class. But I was the first person to got placed in Cognizant. In this college, it was actually a zonal campus, and out of 1,800 students, 180 students all over Tamil Nadu were shortlisted, and I was the first person in my college to get into the Cognizant. So even and in that time also, like, people were staring at me like, how come she's not so active and she's not prepared for her placements, and how come she is doing her best and she got an offer, right? And like, once getting into the company, I was like, oh my god, this IT jobs are like really sick. So I want to work day and night, because usually I'm a lazy fellow and I want to sleep, eat well, that's it. So I was just bothering about, like, why should I sit day and night and work on this IT. So I decided, like, why can't I go for some competitive exams and I can do my post graduation, say ME. And my parents were telling, see, you are going to take a wrong decision, so you're going to leave your earning and you want to get back to your studies. But you won't believe me, when I wrote the last examination in my BE, I decided I'm not going to study anymore. But once when I get into IT company and saw, just when I just experienced the work stuffs there, I decided, like, oh my god, I have to work day and night, so let me get back into studies, higher studies, and I can go for some teaching profession. Then I wrote an exam, the TANSET entrance exam, competitive exam. And unluckily, I didn't prepare anything for that. Sorry, luckily, I didn't prepare anything for that. And I got the top score and I got into GCT. So again, the 2 years went on freaking. And again, just without any interviews and anything, I just get into my teaching profession. And once when I got into this teaching profession, only I realized a long way to go. The profile what I had when I just joined into the teaching profession was like very minimal. Teaching is not all about just teaching and just getting the students to get good scores. No, it is like all about daily preparing and learning ourselves. So the teacher has to be updated all the time. It is not about updating what we know to the students. It is like keep myself updating. So in that way, there came this education and research. So being an educator, it is not all about education, right? Being a teacher. So what I decided is, like, I just want to get into research. So when I started doing research, I was just thinking what sort of research I could do. So there was a pathetic situation. I have a very personal experience. My brother passed away with stroke. So it was an unfortunate incident for our family. It's a big loss also. So I decided, like, I was just no, I couldn't believe, like, how come my brother got stroke. I couldn't come out of it. So yeah, I just want to explore what is the stroke, what are the symptoms, what would have done, what would have happened to my brother. In that way, I started researching. So then I just got into this research, and finally I decided to make up something with develop some products based on this research. So then comes my research products called stroke rehabilitation devices for paralysis patients. So during my research, I developed 6 research products for assisting stroke patients, which has been patented already. So my supervisor, my guide, who was helping my mentoring my research, like, he just motivated me a lot, and I was just doing some products out of it. And in parallel, he used to dump me with stuffs, like, do this, do that, and all. And I was like, oh my god, why this man is giving me, already I'm into research and I'm already working as a faculty, and why this man is giving another task. What was that huge task? He asked me to write a book, and I was like, what nonsense. How do I know to write a book? Am I fit enough to write a book? Then he said like, yes, you can. And again, and another task has been added. So finally I just came up with a book also with his motivation. Then once, like, it was like, I just thought it would be a nightmare, like I am not going to succeed in this and I'm going to fail for sure. This man is believing me blindly, and it is going to fail. But anyway, after 2 years of hard work and smart work, I just succeeded in publishing my first book with Cambridge University publications in UK. It got published. So like, it was like a very happy moment for me. And later on, like, looking into my publications and my works, people started inviting me for some lectures. So like, initially I was so hesitant, like, who's going to listen to my speech, and who's going to hear me, because there are a lot of experts speakers available. And I was like, anyway, I started with a question, and now I'm quite okay with doing presentations, and I'm just very flexible with interacting with people like you. So that way, I have started somewhere, but now I have landed up in somewhere, and long way to go. So this is all about me. So finally, I'm Dr. Kalaiarasi now, holding 14 patents, and my research work is keeping on going, and I'm continuing my authoring work. Like, I'm just continuing my publications of books, and I'm just keep continuing giving lectures to students or college students, school students, or whoever it is. So that's all about myself. So I hope we can get into the session.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. Wonderful, and we are really happy to know about you. So we can start the presentation of the day. Yes, all the best.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
thank you. So now, like, let us get into like how to crack the competitive exams. So what is this? What is this cracking? But before we crack any competitive exams, one place we are lagging always. The whole Indians are lagging. You know what is that? That is all about awareness. So let me start with a quote. You can see awareness is a key ingredient in success. If we are not aware, then nothing we can do it. So being a teacher, if I'm a teacher, then I should teach it. Then if you don't know something and if you want to know something, seek it and get succeed. So in India, the major problem is like every student who just complete your schooling or your college or UG or PG or whatever it is, people just blindly think like, okay, I have completed my studies, so I want to get into some placements. We start looking into like IT companies, whether it is an MNC or a core company like that. But there is a hidden the huge magic is there. It is all about the government exams. In India, we have a lot of facilities available. The only problem is that most of the people are not aware about it. So we don't succeed. And later in 50s and 60s, we just come and say, like, I would have written some exams, in some government exams, I would have got that job, I would have got this job, and all. So let us become aware from now on, like, and let us see what are the opportunities we have. Okay. So now it is like it is a competitive exam season. So I wish all you guys who are watching this session should be ready enough to prepare for your competitive exams. And now you would be thinking, okay, what is this competitive exam, and what am I going to prepare, and for which competitive exam I should prepare my content. We are not aware about it. So once when we think about competitive exams, we'll think, should I go for UPSC, or should I go for IAS exams, or should I go for any state government exams, or where am I supposed to go? We don't have any idea about going anywhere. We should have first clarity on what area we are going to excel ourselves. That is most important, right? And even though we have decided like I'm just going to crack my IAS exams or UPSC exams or whatever it is, but actually, this competitive exams are really daunting, because you won't understand like where am I supposed to start and where am I supposed to end, and how am I supposed to go. So it is all about having a proper strategy. So once you have a proper strategy, it is the competitive exams are like completely it's yours. Okay, so getting through that, it will be a very easy task for you. So what can we do to I want to crack the competitive exams and I don't know what to do. And so what can I do? It is like it is all about planning and just scheduling. Okay, so students, like if you guys are in you're facing any board exams, so how will you how you would prepare? I think you would be like, you want to get up early in the morning, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, studying till night, whatever it is. But how far you think that your mind will be so present and pleasant? No, that is not at all possible, right? So for any exams, not only for competitive exams, let it be for any exams, your presence of mind is very, very important. It is not that you just sit, you early morning you get up and you just sit with your books, and till night you just keep studying, studying, studying. Oh God, what you people are going to achieve with that? So nothing is going to happen with that. It is all about like just putting some timetable or some categorizing your works, and that way you can work it out. So I'll tell you something about it. So here are some quotes that I could say. Okay. So please follow these 4 steps, 4 or 5 steps. Like, studying till the last moment can lead to stress and exhaustion. Be cool. Okay. So even I could see some people, the toppers of the schools, they, before the exams, till the moment they get into their examination hall, they'll be like, no, they'll be keeping on thinking and they'll be having so much tension. Avoid that. No tension, it's after all an exam, right? Because in my personal experience, I would say, I used to look around people who are, when I was writing my board exams, I used to go to school before 1 hour, and I used to sit and see, watch all people where I will never study, but I will watch like what other people are doing. So I used to see people, the way they react, it will be like that will create a lot of tension in me. I will feel that, did I study anything? Am I going to get a pass mark at least in my exams? That would be my thought actually. But when the results comes, people used to think, and they used to ask me like, hey, you were just watching us, and how did you crack your exams and you got a better marks than us? It is all about the involvement that we should have once when we prepare some topic. I don't spend the whole day for preparing my exams. I never do that. Even if I want to do or prepare something for my exams, hardly 3 to 4 hours, maybe having intermittent breaks, I'll just go with my preparation. But the thing is that in that 3 to 4 hours, my involvement will be complete, where my focus will not be anywhere else. So there lies my success, right? So, and the next point is, check the syllabus and make yourself comfortable with the timetable and study pattern. I could say that you all can have a blueprint. You can refer to the previous question papers, and you can talk to people who have cracked the competitive exams, and you can make a flexible timetable for you. Like people would have like some habits, like you want to get up early in the morning so that you'll be very active in preparation, or you want to study in night time. That is up to you. Doesn't matter, like you want to study only in the early morning, in night you will not have proper presence of mind. It's up to your mindset. What you decide, you decide it. But have a proper time framing to for any of your preparations. Okay. And you just decide what I'm going to study first and what you're going to study at the last. So that pattern is very, very essential, right? And it is not like you should cover the entire topic. Okay. So I mean, some adjustments can be done, not a problem. It is not that I should study the entire thing without leaving a page or a sentence or whatever it is. No, that stuff is not going to work out, definitely for a competitive exam. And next one is like, when you impose a time restriction in your mind, you will study more and your brain will work more effectively, right? So when there is a time restriction, say like you decided like only for 1 hour I'm going to study this, and next 1 hour I'm going to focus on some like some other thing. I'm just going to play or whatever it is. Okay. So, and you can see the fourth point. You can see short study schedule also gives you a facility of taking small breaks where your mind will absorb whatever you have learned in the break. So, like when you have intermittent breaks in between, always you will remember. And I could tell you one more thing. We study and we remember something, but you believe me, I study and I remember something when I mean, I remember something better when I teach something. Because if I want to teach my friend, like I have gone through this topic, and if I want to tell what sort I have understand to my friend, then I remember that better. So you can think on these stuffs also. Like if nobody's there for you to listen, then what you can do is that you can talk to your parents or your siblings or anyone. You just share like what you have learned. You just think that you're going to teach them and you're going to make them understand. So if they understand what you have taught them, then you decided you have done your job perfectly, right? So you can try these steps and all. And last one is like prepare the break timetable where you should add some recreational activities. That's what I said. Like you just get into doing some craft works or anything like that. Okay, so maybe today we have a very tight schedule, but I cannot insist this completely on your activities. I know how far the students really held up with your studies and other sorts, but still, I mean, everywhere you should have some diversions. Take diversion always. You take some diversions for every 1 hour or 2 hour. So I hope that will work out, or help you in many aspects, right? Okay. So now coming to the, I mean, the major part, the list of competitive exams. So you could say, like, you can see lot of competitive exams are there, but now you would think, so these are the list of competitive exams, and what am I going to do, and how am I going to face all these competitive exams? And I don't know the syllabus, and I don't know, what sort of questions will come. No, like now I mean, the trend has been changed. Usually, initially, maybe before 18 years or 20 years when I was studying, I was not even aware about like what are all about these competitive exams. And I was purely into academics, and I was not having a single idea of like what are these competitive exams are all about. And in every colleges there is now, the college institutions, the managements are setting some teams, like the placement team, training team, and all. Placements is a different agenda, like where they focus on the companies, MNCs or co-companies, for placing the students. But training team plays an exclusive role, right? So I got a chance, like when I was working as an academician, I got a chance to get into this training. So I was just a training head, and I was not having any idea about like what is this training is all about. So once when I started surfing, like what is this training, I just got to know like various facilities and opportunities are there in India, and even in worldwide. Like just one thing is that we need to appear for the competitive exams, and we have to prepare for it. So once after getting into this only, I just came to know like where is this what is all about this competitive exam, and what is a common pattern of this. So it is like all about the aptitude, the questions, the reasoning, and something about soft skills. So this is all about, and some few exams you will be having some historical data, geographical data, only those things. And it is not necessary like you should crack yourself into some like you want to go somewhere, you want to pay a lot, and you want to invest a lot for your competitive exams. Not necessary. If you are good enough on searching your data from your school books, you will find ample data from your school books, believe me. Because if you want, I mean, when you just, for example, if you decide to go for an IES, Indian Engineering Services exam. Okay, so it is all about basics of engineering, right? So when students want to go for this IES exam, you can just refer to the syllabus what you have gone through for the past 4 years during your engineering journey. That is more sufficient. The only thing is that involve yourself, just have a glance through on the topics that you have learned, so that it will be easy for you to pursue your IES exams. So you can see the list of exams for graduates or students, who want to know about the exams. You can just see GATE. It is purely for engineers. And IAS, I hope you will be very familiar with IAS exams. They're all about the civil services. And IES is for engineering graduates, and CAT and MAT is for this management students who want to do MBAs and all. And next one is IBPS. It is the banking exams. And staff selection committee is for all government sectors. There are different cadres on that. And for foreign trade, Indian Institute of Foreign Trade exams are there. And Savior aptitude test, this is one of the exam for pursuing their MBA. And defense, and there are a lot of opportunities in defense. Like we are not aware, people are not aware, like defense, it is all about, we just think defense means we'll think, oh, something with Kargil or any Indian borders. Not so. There are also many technical domains or technical roles available inside this defense services, army or navy, or wherever you go, there are many technical postings available. So I wish, I mean, you guys would focus more on this defense or this Indian military or army or navy services also. And here comes another list. You can see this Air Force Common Admission Test, Baba Atomic Research Center, Steel Authority of India, and L&T you have. And for industrial security, you have some exams. and you can say like border security, it is all about the protection of Indian state. And you can see Central Reserve Police, then Provisional Civil Services, this is purely for research and development. So when we want to get into this research and development, we can use this PCS exams. Like me, like if you want to get into research, then you can go for this exams. And ISRO, you know all about ISRO, right? So next one is GMAT. Then this is purely for MBAs, and if you want to pursue something in foreign countries, you can go for GRE, TOEFL, IELTS, and all. And SSB is like Service Selection Board. This is available in all state governments, so that is not a problem. And next one is the DRDO. So this is all about Defense Research and Development Organization. And next one is University Entry Scheme. So if you want to get some opportunities in any of the universities, so you can just go for this University Entry Schemes. So these are some of the courses, but you want to know like I said, like quants and reasoning have more weightage in any of the competitive exams that you prepare. So you can see I have just classified, I have a differentiation of like what percentage of questions will come for any sort of exams. So you can see I have just listed. I hope you will be getting the PPT by the end of the session, so you can have this and you can have a note. Like, so this is like a small blueprint I have given to you. So you can just check out of 100 percentage of questions. So you can just imagine like what sort of questions will come, and what sort of topics will come, and how you can answer and all. So you can see, for example, you can see for math, it is for doing your MBA. So for quantitative aptitude, there will be 60 questions and you have to answer it in 45 minutes. So this is the agenda for this MMAT. And you will have 20 questions from quants, and 40 from DI and DS, all those stuffs. And the reasoning questions will be like 40 set of questions. So even for banking exams, you can see 35 questions in 20 minutes, and in reasoning also the same, 35 questions in 20 minutes. So likewise you can see for other categories also. And here is another list. So for other sort of exams you can see, and I have categorized what sort of exams are this. So something is for pursuing your MBA or doing your PG, post graduation courses. And most of the courses, I mean most of the exams are for pursuing your employment, right? Okay, and now I can just list out some bank exams. So once, let it be an arts graduate or an engineering graduate or whoever it is, people used to think, I want to get settled in banking. Bank is always safe. 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Yes, all is done. So it is not so. Okay, so people think from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock, I'm working in a bank. So when the bank is closed, no, you can just, if you have a chance, you just go and visit banks. You can see the bank accounts operation will be closed, but people will be sitting till 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock to work in banks. It is not that easy also, but still you can say it is a secure job. So you can see ample opportunities are available in banking services. So you can say there are opportunities for clerical things. So if you want, I mean clerks and all, like when you don't have a chance to pursue your engineering or any white collar graduations, then you will be called for clerical jobs, I mean for those things. And office assistant, officer scale 1 2, assistant manager, probationary officer, specialist officer. So there are different categories in banking sector itself. So it's like there are preliminary exams also. So in banking sectors and all, you can say even if you go through some preliminary exams, and you will be shortlisted and you'll be allotted in some banks. And for some other cases, you will be having a main exam. So the comparatively, the preliminary exams and the main exams differs actually. So the syllabus also differs, I mean the course content, it will be somewhat complicated. That is, the main exams will be somewhat complicated than the preliminary exams. So these are some of the list of bank exams, so you can go through this. And next one is like LIC. I hope all will be aware about Life Insurance Corporation. So even if you want to get placed in LIC, you want to become an LIC officer, it is not about the agents, LIC agents. It is like apprentice development officer. And for there you have two different categories in assistant administrative officer and all. So if you want to pursue a job in life insurance corporation, then this is one of the financial institute exams that government is offering. So there are different categories. There is three categories are there. So one is apprentice development officer, and the next one is apprentice development officer for preliminary and for mains. The next one is assistant administrative officer. And here, this is for staff selection committee. We say it as SSC. So you can see a lot of stuffs are there, like you have junior engineer, and you have a police commission, and you have multitasking staff selections, and a lot of things are there. So it's like I mean, staff selection committee has a category, like you have to initially appear for junior exams, then you will go for some senior grades based on your promotions and based on your exams and based on your performance also. So there are different levels, like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. So different categories are there. So when you want to go for tier 1 means like some set of people will be there, tier 2 means some set of people will be there, and for tier 3 different category will be there. So it is up to what is based on your qualification and your experience that you have, so you are eligible for those things. And even in Hindi prachar sabha also, so you have opportunities in JHTs and subordinate offices and all. These opportunities comes under this staff selection committee. Yeah, the next one is UPSC. So even students, when they want to try for some exams, commonly all will say like, I'm going to prepare for UPSC exams. So UPSC means it's purely a central government cadre. So you can see even foresters also we have a lot of opportunities, and in armies, in medical terms, and engineering services, and in geology you have opportunities. So you can see even there are two different categories for UPSC. One is this preliminary domain, and the other one is the main domain. So even there are opportunities, but we are not aware, like even is there any opportunities in forest services and all. So even when we people forest we see people in forest officers have gone through some exams, and they have got those opportunities, so you can pursue those things also. And the next one, this is another set, you can see like forest service. Apart from this, you can see CDS exams, CAPF exams, then medical services exams you have. So this is all about the preliminary and the main exams you have. And in geology and all, you have a lot of UPSC opportunities. And this comes the defense. So in defense, we think only about fighting with a gun. No, actually, we need medical officers, lab technicians, inspectors, pharmacy people, constables, trainees, air traffic controlling people. Like air traffic control people and all, like they will get training in operating the all the hardware equipments which is present inside the defense sector. So you will be trained with that, and only when you go through this HAL exams, this is a written skill test. So once when you go through this exam, you will be allotted with this trainee grade 1 job. So you just know, like it is not about like I have to complete my graduation and I have to prepare for my competitive exams. No, even if you are pharmacy people, or if you belong to a medical cadre, or even if you are a nurse, or even if you are a lab technician, you just complete your diploma, there are opportunities in different sectors also. But thing is that we are not aware. We used to think, oh, some knowledge should be there, something I have to sit and prepare day and night to get into the government sectors. And even in any category, let it be the central government, MHRD has like ample opportunities in defense sector or in ISRO, wherever you go. There are opportunities like even for engineers, pharmacy people, lab technicians, and nursing also. So we used to think, nurse, yes, I have completed my nursing, so I'll be working in a hospital. I have to go to some private hospital or to government hospital. No, not like that. It is like even you can get opportunities in defense also. But thing is that you should be aware and keep watching the opportunities where when the defense sector is calling for an opportunity, right? Yeah, the most thing, the railways. India is ruled by railways. The majority, I mean, the major budget is allocated for railways, I hope. So even there, there are opportunities, ample opportunities for engineers particularly. So whoever complete your engineering, let it be a computer science engineering, or let it be an electrical engineering or ECE or whatever it is, you have a lot of opportunities. And you can see the railway recruitment board is there, central railways are there, east central railway is there. So in these sectors and all, you can see mechanical engineering engineers are required, like electrical engineers are required, communication engineers are required, computer science engineers are required, even for this executive assistant for digital management and all. There are requirement for openings for these people, like computer science people, electrical engineering people, all are like HVDC setups. The railway system is entirely about HVDC setup. So when the setup is completely HVDC, we obviously need an electrical engineer and a mechanical engineer to protect the entire electric setup, right? So that is very, very essential. So you can find a lot of opportunities, and these are some of the exams that is available in railway recruitment board. Yeah, and this is all other Indian examinations available. So you can see for nursing assistant, for personal assistant, senior managers, general managers, skill, Hindi translator, like division clerks, apprentice jobs. So like based on your qualification you have, so based on your eligibility, what you can do is that you can just apply. And even for CBSEs also, you have this TET. You might be knowing the TET is a common entrance test to check the qualification of teachers. So there are a lot of opportunities in other sectors also. So here comes the balance list. So you can see like UGC net is there. Even if you want to apply for a lecturer job or a principal job, or you want to be a maintenance engineer, you want to be a technician, you want to go as scientist. Okay, ICMR is like people who complete their doctorates, maybe an engineer who is a doctorate, or I mean a medical professional, whoever it is. There are a lot of opportunities in to work in ICMR. So like I'm from a engineering category, and I have done my research in this stroke rehabilitation, that is in medical aspects. So what happens is that I'm eligible to apply for this scientist B job. So I have to prepare and appear for this ICMR jobs. So even for steno and typing, so we have lot of categories. And scientist levels we have, like scientist A, B, C, D, E. There are different categories. Okay, and so if you want to keep your profile in research, or you want to pursue research, I mean passion, your passion is completely all into research, means then you can obviously think about appearing to this ICMR and DMRC and DRDO, CSIR. There are many MHRD sectors where scientists are really needed. Okay, scientists, we don't call it as a scientist. Abdul Kalam, right? So he was a scientist actually. He was a professor in Anna University and all in Tamil Nadu, and later he became a scientist. How? He was working in DRDO and all. So it was like going through the examinations and just getting praised in DRDO, and he wanted to pursue his research, right? So based on that only, he was called as a scientist. Yeah, and this is the last set of exams you have. So for ONGC and all, ONGC, it's all about this power sectors. So you can see non-executive requirements are there, and clinical assistants are there. Even in ONGC, though it is a electric domain sector, you can just look on like you need a clinical assistant, you need a medical assistant, and you need technicians, and you need clerks, and you have some scientific assistant for grade A under this electrical domain and all. So these are the stuffs, and wherever you go, this aptitude, this skill, and your reasoning will be tracking you. It will be keeping on following you. So that is what we need to take care of it. Yeah, and here it is like I hope this is the last slide I have. Actually, what I would say is that, as I said initially, always go for a smart learning and not for a hard learning. If students are watching, I would say, like, always don't complicate yourself with a lot of books, and don't be like, I have this to learn, I have that to learn. Just be cool. What to say, like, be cool in telling, like, only this much is there, and not much. So I will learn, or I will pursue what I need. And and first thing I want to tell you, like, don't ever copy from your friend. If your students watching this, please believe me, please take it to your heart, like, don't watch other students doing what. Always pursue what you need. Your need may be totally different from the need what others have. Okay. And there is a habit now with the parents, I could see, like, if our neighbor is going and doing some courses or whatever it is, let it be a dance class or any courses or whatever it is, immediately we'll think, okay, why not I put my son or daughter into that course, so he will also pursue that course and he want to explore in that. No, that is not the need of your child. Okay. So do not copy the requirement of others, because I have seen students are really not interested to I mean, for the push what parents do, and parents want to push their students what they couldn't pursue. So these are all steps, and students get distracted, and they really lose their interest in preparing for any of their objectives. They lose their objective. So once when the objective is lost, what happens? We will not acquire anything what we need. So, and I have seen people in my school days and college days and all. I have seen people like, oh, that girl is studying something, so I also have to prepare. You don't bother like what is needed for me, what question I'm going to prepare, and what subject I'm going to prepare and excel. And I have seen in placements and all, when students prepare their resume for appearing for their placements, they don't even have idea about, I mean, they will be looking for some core companies, and they would have copied the resume from their friend, and they would have written the area of interest as IT companies. And with no idea, we will copy that resume and we'll just write it as like IT companies, and we'll tell like, but I want to get placed in core companies. See, we don't know the difference between what we need. Okay. So it is always advisable that don't ever copy anything from others, let it be a resume or the requirement or the course which you want to learn. And now after your board results, I could see, this is the real time experience I'm just facing. If some student is willing to join in some college or wherever they want to go, like, they started telling like, my friend has joined in that course, so I also want to join. Is that sure that your future and your friend's future will be same? And people assume that this course is the best and that course is not best, so we want only this course, is it available? No, that is not actually true. The thing is that all courses are very good. No course is up and down. All courses are having their own values. But the thing is that you have to decide what we want, because you have to think like, what is going to be my future? So you have to think after 4 years or after 3 years or after my PG. So where am I going to get settled? Whether I'm going to look for money, or I want to change my family scenario because my parents are really struggling for their earnings. So I have to immediately get into some IT jobs, and I have to earn more, and I have to change the lifestyle of my parents and myself. Yes, if that is going to be your future, that is going to be your objective, then go in that way. And if you think, no, no, I'm not bothered about money, I'm just bothered about the passion, I want to become an electrical engineer, I want to work in this power sector, then you pursue that. Or like, even this is a different category. Now you will think, no, I want to crack only my competitive exams, I don't want to appear for placements. Be strong enough in that. Because I could see students in colleges, they want to get I mean, they want to crack the competitive exams, but they will be applying for the placements and trainings because they don't have the confidence. Why they what If I ask them, what they tell is that, ma'am, like, I'm not sure that whether I will crack this competitive exam, and so for a safer zone, I want to get a job as a backup. So once when I get in some government sector, I will leave that job. No, that is not fair actually. So initially, when you decide that this is going to be my path, or this is going to be my future, so always prepare in the initial stage itself, and do not change that in between. Like, you might go through some struggles, I agree. Because and believe one more thing is that, when you face a lot of struggles, and if something is disturbing you in your path, then believe me that you are going always going in the right path. This personally I have experienced. I used to have a lot of stress, when I was doing my research and all. Research was my passion, so apart from my academics I decided like I should become a doctorate, and I want to do something for stroke patients. After my brother's death I decided like I want to do something for stroke patients survival, at least that I can do it. So when I was thinking on that, lot of distractions even in my the work which I had, and the family commitments I had, there was lot of disturbances and lot of like I really used to go down most of the time. And I used to think like, is it possible to do it? But once after continuous hard work for 4 to 5 years, I just got the fruit. And later now I'm so happy that yeah, I have done something. I have done something, and I used to, with the device which I had, which I completed during my research. Actually, I'm an engineer, but I used to visit a lot of patients to hear their stories. So when I was designing the devices, I used to visit a lot of patients, and I used to ask like, "How did you got the stroke?" And because I want to know the real pain, what they had, and what is the lifetime struggle they are going through. So only then I can bring some truthful or fruitful solution to them, right? So I was thinking in that way. So when I used to visit patients, they never call me like they know that I'm an engineer and doing some research work for developing some product. Only I'm just reaching them, but they never call me as an engineer. They never consider me as an engineer. They call me doctor. The parents or the caretakers who are with the stroke patients, they always tell me like, you are a doctor. But actually I'm not a doctor, I'm an engineer actually. The transformation I had. So this is all like, though I had a lot of struggles, I mean the happiness which I got from those patients, the learnings, then experiences I got. But that was like when many people are telling you're going to fail. What nonsense you're doing? You want to visit the patients, and you're going to grab something from them, and you're going to design a device for that, and it is not safe also. So anyhow the medical team is not going to approve your thing, so you're going to completely fail in your task. But I didn't give up on that, okay? So why I'm saying is that, so no, don't give up, because there will be some interruptions, and there'll be, I mean, the family commitments or anything would be stopping you. But what I tell is that be smart enough. Don't complicate yourself. You just decide like, this is what I want, this is my path. So I want this, so this is going to be my future. So you set your future, I mean, let it be a long term goal, and you just set your future in such a way that is I mean, satisfying your long term passion, and that is going to be your future, which is going to help your family, and that is going to help your I mean, your career profile also. So in that way you can decide whatever it is. So always be smart, then be a hard worker, be a smart worker. So that is all from my end. So if you have any queries, I'm just open from now. You can just have an interaction with me. Sir, you're there?
Okay, so you have nicely explained with your experience, and students have learned a lot from you, ma'am. Ma'am, first question is that what academic and non-academic students should be academically sound, and what are the some importance of non-academic qualifications or non-academic experiences? I'm asking about the soft skills. What kind of soft skills the student should have to be an officer?
Yeah, soft skill is, first of all, I would say that be confident. So, like, it is not that you should be very excellent in academics. Maybe an average of 70 to 80% is quite okay. It's not that you should be a 90 percentage, a 90%, 95% expert. It is all about having confidence. So, be confident in what you say, what you think. So, confidence is very, very essential, and believe that you are very strong. Okay, always the belief will make you to reach your passion. So you believe that. And people used to tell I'm not good at English. In states we can see, wherever we go, like people will be very familiar with their mother tongue, and they will be facing a lot of problems in their the foreign languages like English and all. That doesn't matter. In my ninth standard, I just made some mistake. When I was reading a paragraph in my English class, the teacher asked me to stand up and read this paragraph. I just made some a nonsense mistake where the entire class laughed at me. There I decided, oh my God, for this one mistake, The entire class started laughing at me. Okay, there I decided, yes, I'm going to excel in English. So from then on I just changed like how I can improve myself in that, improving my skill sets in English and all. So in that way we'll travel, not a problem. It is not that we are not going to excel in soft skills and all. We will, based on our experience and based on I mean, you can go through a lot of newspapers and you can just keep talking to mirror. You just look at yourself and keep talking to you and just observe what mistakes you do. In that way you can excel in soft skills also. So confident, be confident and be strong enough. So and if you want to go for some personality development classes, then it's okay. I mean, for some extent you can contribute on this. You can find a lot of videos and some motivations are also available, and try to read a lot of books. So in that way you can build your confidence and your skills also will improve obviously. So parallelly you can manage academic and non-academic, and be sure that you want to get into a lot of stuff like in sports or co-curricular activities and whatever it is. Don't stick on to studies, no. Always don't tell that I'm good at studies and I don't get any, I'm not an excel in sports or the other sort of thing. No, that and all will not work out. Always, I mean, have your passion in those things also. So keep yourself mentally happy, so that will physically happy, physically fit and mentally happy also. I think you can pursue those things also. So that skills also will help you in some terms, because when you go for some interviews and all, people used to observe or like how multitasking you are. You can't tell that I'm just only, I know only to focus on my studies. I will just learn and I will just memorize and I just want to write it in my exams. No, that will not work out. You can just think on multitasking also, so that will keep you happy also. Yeah.
Excellent, man. Definitely. Ma'am, the thing is that students are generally confused about their careers. When
Okay.
they are in below the matriculation in 8 and 9 and 10 standard, they are confused whether I should go in science or commerce or arts, right? So they
Mm.
are confused. So according to
Okay.
you, which is the right age or right standard to decide whether science is okay for the student or commerce or arts? Yes, ma'am. What is your
Yeah.
opinion about it?
Yeah, my opinion is like, as I said, like no course is comparatively lower or higher. Everything is equivalent and everything is having qualification, is having their own qualities. So the right age or the right standard where they can decide about their future is at ninth standard. So when they step into ninth standard, before they face their board exams, I think they can decide like how I'm going to be. Because in ninth standard, you decide just what, the group I'm going to take, whether I'm going to be an art student or a science student. Only that you decide. Okay. And maybe like I even my experience itself, I could say, I got good marks in 10th and I want to take biology group. And but the place where I worked initially was in IT company, where I'm zero at IT. I don't know anything about IT, and my UG is also purely electrical, and I don't know any stuff in IT. But still, I worked. What's wrong in that? And also, always think people. I don't encourage people completely dumping yourself into computer sort of things. See, computer sort of things you can learn from anywhere, but some specific courses like, like MBAs or your electrical or mechanical, these are the courses where you cannot pursue anywhere outside. Believe me, because computer science, in my interview also, when I was appearing for my cognizant interview, the HR asked me, you are an electrical student and you want to work in an IT company. My answer was very simple, sir. Now I'm getting good. If I get good salary in IT, I will work there. Suppose if you send me out of the company, I have another qualification which is electrical. So even if I don't work in IT company, also my basic qualification is electrical engineering. So I will get some electrical set of jobs. So I'm always available for either of the choices. And but just imagine if I'm a computer student and my working commodity is only IT. Suppose if I'm out of that company, what will I do? I have to search for another IT company only, right? So always be multitasking everywhere. Whatever questions you ask, I will tell. Go with multitasking. It is that you want to know a lot of things. So so basically, you choose what is the core. and all. And it's not that science is great and arts is very poor. No, no. You know, people who are from MBA background only come and recruit the science people. Okay, so there are opportunities, lot of opportunities for arts. It is based on the interest you have. Don't also listen to like people what others say. That's what I was telling you. Don't look at your friends, you just think what is best in me. You're good at your language, choose language. Or you're good at your mother tongue, go for your mother tongue. You do some literature in your mother language. Or if you're good at maths, go with that. Or if you're good at science, choose some engineering. Or if you're good at chemistry, go for some chemical sort of things. That is nothing, but you decide what is your close to heart interest. I mean, close to heart something will be there. I mean, this is my favorite subject, so I want to continuously have this in my life. So if that is there, then you can decide your thing. And if you're like, people will think I'm not good at maths, science is very tough, so I want to go for arts. No, arts is also tough. Everything is tough if you think it is tough. Everything is easy if you think it is easy. It is up to how you set your mindset. That is the thing.
Okay, ma'am, last question of the day. Students
Yeah.
are generally confused whether they should pursue their career in the corporate sector or the government sector. So, based on their confusion, they feel whether I should go for UPSC or all the competitive examination, all India services, central government jobs, banking sectors, and defense. You talk on almost all the topics. And sometimes
Yeah.
they think that I should join some corporate. So, according to you, what would be the right decision for the students?
Yeah, for that it is like what sort of lifestyle you want. Because I have seen people when they do their final year studies, they will say, they used to tell me, ma'am, I want to just get into some IT company with a huge package, 8 lakhs per annum, and I want to get 1 lakh per month, or some 60,000 to 70,000 per month, and I just want to enjoy spending money, getting a luxury car, and I just want to travel and enjoy life. That is your passion, you just go with the corporate, but still get ready like you want to work day and night for that. Nothing wrong in that, because I mean, corporate people, US, if you're working for an US company, then you have to be I mean, awaken during the night times, because they will be working on their daytimes only, right? So that is the thing. And like, if you decide it, please decide it when you complete your school itself. If you want to get into some government sectors, you decide when you complete your schooling itself. Once you complete your 12th standard exams, before you get into your college, I think most of the states will be having enough time. There you decide. Nothing wrong in preparing for competitive exams, let it be anything. Maybe after 4 to 5 years you will be seeking a job in corporate, who knows. If you are tough enough, and you can go into that sector. But whenever you have a break, maybe after your 10th standard you will be having a huge break before you get into 11th, and after your 12th standard you will be having some break. So in those periods and all, you always, I mean, learning is nothing wrong or nothing, I mean, not a mischievous thing. So keep learning. So even that thing will help you for placements also. So quants and this verbal or reasoning, whatever it is, if you start preparing in the early stage itself, both that preparation will help you for preparing for your placements in corporate, or to get opportunities in government sectors also. So it is all about preparation. If you are ready to prepare, good. So you can choose wherever, I mean, based on that time will decide, right? So this is the time you have to decide whether I have to go left or right. So that time you can decide, because you have enough preparations with you. So if you are good at preparation, and if you're strong enough with your preparations, and you're aware that okay, this is what is needed for this exam, whether I have to apply for placements in corporate, or I want to go for some government exams, not a problem. And even if you are a student also, I request all the students to keep applying for jobs, and you just keep trying. Even if you fail, you just don't mind, like you want to discontinue your studies and you want to get into job. Don't think that you want to get a job the first time you write your exams. Don't do that. Just to have an experience, you just go and appear, even when you are a student. Because for some exams and all, we have 12th standard is a basic qualification. For group 4, group 3 and all, you can see 12th standard is sufficient to appear for those exams. In such cases and all, you can just, for an experience, you just get to know like what sort of questions are there, how much I'm prepared, so how far I can face these exams. So if those stuffs and all, if you face it, you will get some confidence, so that you will understand where you are lacking. So obviously you can continue improving, and you can continue learning, so that you can face easily for the next academic exams and all. So that will make the work easier.
Well, ma'am, last suggestion or statement or advice from your side, ma'am, for the students.
Yeah, last advice is that always don't compare yourself with anyone. Don't ever bother anybody. You just bother your own thing. Okay, be selfish. Like, I should be good. I want to pursue this. This is my passion. If somebody is telling no, your passion is wrong, this is not going to work out, don't bother. Everything is good. Somebody will tell you will fail in this. You're not going to succeed in this. That is the best one. No, don't bother. It is up to you what you're going to decide and how you're going to pursue that. If your path is very strong and if you're very confident in achieving that goal, then that will happen. So don't copy anyone, don't depend on anyone, and be independent in what you're going to pursue, and be strong always, and always do multitasking. Because today's trend, initially and all, some 30, 40 years back, you could see parents, they blindly wrote, they didn't write any exams and all. People were calling for government exams, and I mean for government jobs, and people got into, they just gave their certificates and now they are getting pensions. But now the situation is not like that. Even a kid has to do multitasking for their survival. Okay, so multitasking is very very important. Because being a teacher, I could say I'm a professor. I can't simply say, yeah, I'm a professor, I'm a doctorate, so I'm not going to learn new things. No, if I'm telling this, then I'll be chucked out of my institution. That is not going to work out. I have to keep updating myself. So keep updating always. Always meet out the trends. If today something is the trend, always be trendy. Let it be dress or the branded watches or the brand mobiles or whatever it is. So don't depend on the trend in the gadgets or in your costumes alone. Be trendy in the new developing technologies also. So if you're not trending, and I mean the industry will not, whatever may be the industry, even the government sector or the private sector, corporate or whoever it is, they will not be ready to pick you. Because that is why people used to tell, we are graduates but lack of people. There are a lot of people in India without job. How you will get job unless you don't pursue the need of the hour? I know only ABCD, but they are asking something paragraph writing, but I know only ABCD means, how will you get a job? The industry doesn't want you, right? So always be trendy. So you want to meet the current trend always. So if you are meeting the current trend, always you will be chosen first. If you don't want to update yourself, then you will be the last, right?
Okay, ma'am, definitely. So, ma'am, thank you very much for joining us on behalf of our genius group of institutions. I would like to thank you very much for sparing your time, sharing your knowledge, experience, everything with our students. Definitely, all our students, teachers, parents would have been benefited a lot from your knowledge and experience. So, once again, thank you very much for being a part of this session, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for such an opportunity. This is my first session with your institution. So I would like to have a long-term association with you, and I hope all the students, teachers, or parents, whoever was watching this event, would have got some knowledge or some inputs from me. And I wish to have a long-term association with you all, and I'm always ready to mentor any student for your career development. I'm always available, so you guys can reach me anytime. And if you're being confused anywhere, confusion will come because nobody advised me and all. So I just traveled in the path where my mind went. So, but nothing wrong in that. I'm just going good. So nothing wrong if you feel confused also. Now we are there to guide you always. So with that note, I want to thank the entire team, and thanks for watching. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, once again. So it was a nice moment with you, ma'am, and definitely very shortly we are going to have a next session with you on entrepreneurship. So with this
Yeah,
note, thank you very much to all the participants online. So this is the end of the presentation. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
yeah. Thank you.